Welcome to Makeba's wealthy home of love and eternity, where we come together ever so often to listen to the whispers of the elements, where we allow nature to be our guide and to bring us those messages we so sweetly can receive during our times of trials and of joy. While I was considering where I should go listen to wind for this YouTube video, and quite fittingly overthinking the whole process, the highest mountain, the tallest building, where will I find air to listen to? And thought and air and mind so closely linked and so much appreciated. And at the same time, air is really that element that brings us the joy of thinking and reminds us when it's time to close off the thinking and start the doing. We are also moving into the Aquarius season now, so obviously air is fully fitting and ready to speak. And just as I was about to decide on my location, I received a gift, followed by another gift, and I knew I didn't need to go nowhere, and that the process was unfolding naturally and easy as usual, as both of my gifts were, should I say, messengers of air, very well-known, outspoken messengers of air. And I thought I'll take the memory of these gifts and use that to translate air's message for us. So this is not the gift. This is a lovely woven basket from palm leaves. I just love these baskets. They are so full of dedication and love and nature. So, but moving back to air, which we are celebrating today and listening to today. So the first gift I got was, oh, I hope you can see these, was all of these feathers. So I got a bunch of colorful feathers, yellow ones, blue ones, one red one even, and some gray ones. And I love feathers, and I can't wait to give these their artistic proper home, maybe in a dream catcher. I'm not too sure yet. So feathers, obviously without much explanation, are the messengers of air, and is one of the most soft guides of this element. So it brings, just like a feather used to be used to write, it brings things from that air space into this space. What is interesting about these feathers is that a majority of the feathers were in blue, and also somehow, I don't know, I without thinking chose the blue cloth for today. And so the first message that jumps at me is the blue chakra, and I'm thinking of singing. So I think we are invited to really make use of singing, of chanting, of humming, of using our vocal cords in any creative possible way that we can think of, even just giving them a massage or a gargle with salt. It's so deeply liberating. And I think that is just the first very simple reminder of air today. Another gift, before I come back to the feathers, let me complete the gift, are these wonderful incense sticks. I mean, they're absolutely wonderful. Without wanting to do any advertising for them, I was so excited when I got them, because usually in the world of fragrance, the fragrances are very fake, and I'm not friends with all them unnatural fragrances. So I was very surprised to receive these essential oil-covered incense sticks, and they just smell so delightful. So the pinkish one is frangipani, and then the blue one, very strong name, Rajasthan. So I don't know, I feel very airy and light. So I thought maybe we can just invite a little bit of this smokiness. So obviously, because the incense stick smokes, I guess it's not the natural part of it, although that is a benefit. It's the smoke that brings us into connection with air. It brings us to connection with the divine. I mean, incense is very holy, is often used in religious and spiritual practices. So, and singing is also something used for worship and praise and joy. So air brings in us the singing, and it brings in us the joy of not blindly worshipping, but praise. Let me rather use the word praise. All that is around us. We'll put that incense out now. I think that gave us at least gave me a beautiful whiff. I think they've got some vanilla in there that I can smell very strongly. I love vanilla. So coming in connection with our vocal cords, coming in connection with our spirituality, with our praise, with our worship, with our thanksgiving. And then I looked at the feathers also and realized, obviously, and also knowing from where they come, that they are all feathers coming from birds in captivity. And this is air's theme, a very strong theme of air, is that of captivity and of freedom. And freedom is a huge topic for most of us, and it's a global topic, and it can be found whether it is politically or whether it is just in our family. It's in all facets of life. So again, when we are in these tensions of freedom and captivity, air is a wonderful element to take note of, to just take a deep breath in. Again, those very simple things like singing, breathing, singing, bringing in a very special breathing which we have forgotten. And this is the type of breathing that gives us the sense of freedom even when in captivity. So while feeling oppressed, enslaved, imprisoned, whether this is physically or mentally or in whichever form, while having these heavy feelings, air reminds us of freedom. Because how can we get to something if we don't know what it is? How can we fight for freedom, if that's the right word? Peace for freedom. How can we peace for freedom if we can't feel the freedom? So air gives us that feel of freedom, even in the most captive situations, reminding us, I am always free. And especially again, air, thought, mind, it doesn't matter how heavy the shackles are on my wrists or ankles, my thoughts are free. It doesn't matter how much you tie up my body, I can travel, I can astral project, I can dream, I can go places, teleport, telepath, all of those seemingly impossible, very possible phenomena. And it's just very soothing. It's very soothing to have this as a reminder, because we are always, without air there is no light, so we always have air to remind us of this basic truth that, as naive and as philosophical as it may sound, we are free. We are free right now, right here. And by knowing this, we can move more into that realm of freedom and liberation. And as I took that deep breath, so we spoke about the throat chakra, and it also lands again in the heart chakra. So we just spoke about breathing, so it's a lot of focus on love and on the respiratory system, on the lungs, on this forest coming then to mind, the whole planet wanting to just breathe. So as we deeply breathe, we are connected to all. We literally allow the planet to also deeply breathe, because we are all having that feeling of suffocation. And we just simply get used to it, and we cover up more, and we put masks on our mouths, and we breathe less and less freely. So, on that note, when I grow older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag, and then it goes back. As we hoist our flags, or as we take them down to wash, or as we hoist them only halfway to share our grievances, or upside down to show our confusion, let our flags wave, and let our poles of the flag holding poles, stand up straight and sparkling. We are that interdependent flow. I even see it as all these Tibetan flags, all those little colorful flags. Every one of us having a beautiful cloth with a beautiful story coming together in all of these free flying flags. And what is so beautiful with the topic of airy fairiness is obviously the wings, and it's the angels. So I would love to close off this brief reading, which I think is more of the element air, to just reintroduce itself to us. Who are its messengers, and what are its basic messages for us usually when we reach out to this powerful, amazing element. So the angel cards I'm using just for our last bit of guidance, can you see them? Here they are. And I know all the angels are always at work. I just would like to find out and call upon the angel that we need most at this time. Wow. What a reminder. So I hope you can see the card. This card is the victory card, and it's got Archangel Sandalphon. Sandalphon? Not sure how to pronounce that. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. And I think in these times of freedom and getting connected with the sense of freedom and breathing, there is something very important, and that is a sense of safety we need. We know we are taken care of. A sense of trust we need. And this is just such a beautiful reminder that victory is already there. Just like I said, that although we might still be oppressed in the so-called now, freedom is already there. Air shows us that freedom is here, now. I'm so happy you joined me today. Let me stop here, and I look forward to be back soon with the moods and the mudras and the moves. So join me, shatiwa.makeba, then. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful Aquarius new moon with much depth and one love. And now we must find the off button.